But on the overall, I think that's a win, right? So 3 good things against 2 of GitHub CLI. So I think we win here at the moment, even though giving bad results. Just when I thought that my open source project, TGS, was about to take off, get tractions, and get people to actually work with me and code on this open source project, GitHub just launched the GitHub Copilot CLI that basically do the same thing that we do. So today, we're going to explore the difference between GGS and GitHub CLI, what is the future for this project, and what is my thought on that, right? So come over with me. Let's do, this is PR review, and let's go here. So what is the main difference between GitHub, Copilot CLI, and the TGS? So before we going further on that, I have to be clear. Natural programming language is not the best optimal way to interact with your terminal, all right? So the best way to interact with your terminal is using script, the scripting language, where you can just input a basic command and the terminal will do the command for you. So when you add a natural language, what the natural language is doing is transform what you're writing into a script language. So you're adding a layer of complexity on your terminal. This has to be something that you only want to use it in very extreme or niche cases, and you don't want to use this all the time on your terminal. All right. Of course, this actually it creates a it level the it's lower the level of barriers for like new entrants or people who doesn't know much about scripting languages and how you interact with your terminal, and they're just like I don't know, a front end engineer. They just don't know much more about like CD, CR, CP, or Git, and maybe they want to do more complex queries on a terminal, commands on a terminal, and they really want something that's straight there, straight away, and can do it even on your IDE or on your Vim. So there's something that's really easy to access. So my recommendation is rather you go for GitHub Copilot CLI or other projects. We just use it in case of extreme necessity. And I saw like another content creators out there. They were complaining, for example, the GitHub CLI wasn't creating a good command because this came with some oopsies as well. These natural language processors where they are transforming and interpreting your text and generating a command upon it, they not actually fully understand the context of where you are right now. You as a user, you are on your terminal, you are inside the context, and sometimes you wanted to ask something that implies that the terminal knows which context you are. So this is a main problem, and that's why I see that a lot of people complain about, for example, GitHub Copilot CLI not creating the best solution, the best command input. It's because it still needs access to your computer. So I don't know if you want to give a LLM access to your computer, but then that's why the concept of TGS is so different from GitHub Copilot CLI and other projects. And I'm going to explain this later. Okay, so let's just show first the difference here. So GitHub Copilot is powered by GPT, and TGS is powered by T5. So T5 is a LLM that was developed by Google, and it's open source. I got it and I fine-tune it upon the data that I have, and then I create the model that we have today. GitHub Copilot CLI use third-party APIs, so you need to be connected to the internet. You need to be connected to OpenAI, and not OpenAI, but a server of GitHub that connects with OpenAI GPT. TGCell, you don't need internet. I think that's the whole concept of a CLI, that you work on your own computer, is that you don't need to have access to the internet to perform tasks and to perform anything on your terminal. GitHub Copilot CLI is monthly free. That's monthly fee, sorry. And TGCell is free. And of course, GPT, the GitHub CLI presents better results because it's of course it's backed by OpenAI. They both belongs to Microsoft, so they have good interactions. They have more engineers there. I'm just one person, And it's very difficult, for example, to curate responses and curate how the LLM going to behave. So it gives you mad results. But on the overall, I think that's a win, right? So 3 good things against 2 of GitHub CLI. So I think we win here at the moment, even though giving mad results. So, and another piece of information as well, all other projects, apart from TGS, you need to be connected to internet, and TGS don't. Why so? It's because TGS has the LLM inside the CLI. So when you download TGS, you download the LLM with you. And that's the beauty of it. My idea here was to create a tool that you own the AI by itself. You don't need to pay for anything. You don't need to have access to the internet. You have everything encapsulated on your computer. And that's why I believe that in the near future, TGS is going to be able to perform tasks in your computer. Of course, we're going to need to add levels of security for that. We need to to understand that not everyone is a security savvy to allow your terminal to be doing tasks and using natural language, because this would be once you lower the level of complexity of a terminal using natural language, even though the performance of utilizing natural language to interact with your computer, you're gonna be more vulnerable to attacks as well. So it is something that you need to consider as well before you're using these type of tools, because you don't want to be vulnerable to attack. So that's something that it needs to be improved. It needs to be solved before you release something that have actually full access to your computer. And that's why all these LLMs and TGS, they don't they don't look at the context of your computer just yet, because you don't want your computer to be vulnerable. All right. But this is actually the foundation of WAPI. WAPI is the organization that I created to create my open source tools. So it's not something that is 1,000 of people on there. That's just me and another guy called Niall, and a good friend of mine. And we're working on these projects. And my idea is to have like projects that you actually have. Sorry, my idea is to work on projects that is actually open source, and every time that you use any of these open source tools, you're gonna own the AI, or at least part of it. And any service that we provide in the future, we want to provide within the end user in mind. So there's not something that we're gonna get just a trial and then later have to pay a license. That's not something that I want, because I want to have something that's gonna be really interesting to use, really interesting to people to use for free, and maybe it will be a paid version, maybe it will be a service attached to these tools, but not as of now. I don't have any plans for monetizing. So if you're interested in working with me, working these AI tools, please just reach me out. I'm gonna put my social media on the description, and we can talk from there. So what is the features plans for WAPI? So WAPI, basically, I'm gonna be working on TGS now, enhancing TGS. So there is a lot of problems on the CLI itself. So the part that's not the LLM or the AI. And I want to enhance the AI as well, adding features to the LLM. Or maybe I'm going to build my own LLM, but then I need to have more data, gather more data. The reason why I fine-tuned G5 is because G5 was already trained transformer, and it was easier for me to actually just fine-tune this transformer to perform the task that I wanted to do. And it was very simple because I just used text-to-text translation. It was really cool, and I don't know yet if it is beneficial to create your own LLM. Let's see what future holds, right? But then I wanted to work on the settlement IO. This is a thing that I've been working for so long. I wanted to create a automated content moderation tool, and I wanted to do, for example, to create this content moderation, for example, for Discord servers and other, but to provide people who really lack some moderations to be working with some automation on this part, so they don't need to have like, you don't need to have to deal with a lot of problems that I see on content moderation. And my idea is to use AI with that. I have a paper on the GitHub there. If you want to, if you guys wanted to check it out, I'm gonna leave the link of the WAP organization there, and you're gonna have a link for the GitHub repository for the settlement IO with the whole study that I made, and how I'm gonna achieve this content moderation tool. And of course, I wanted to work with Xcode. That's something I've been working in the background. That was something that it's a necessity that I have using G5 and work with TGS. Is something that it came out of necessity, and I wanted to finish off the creation of Xcode. Xcode is just a Rust AI execution code. More of that later or in the future if I have time to develop it, and I think I will, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for today, guys. I'm sorry. I think this is a short video. How many minutes? I think I just exceed 10 minutes and not much. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys like it. And what is the open source projects you wanted to work on? What type of AI tools you have an idea and you actually wanted to work with? Hit me out or leave a comment on the description. I really wanted to hear from you. And if you not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, leave a like. And this is Yup, yeah, review.